Hey guys, Carolyn here with Premier Movement, and we are on day number 7 of our home workouts. So I wanted to hop in and run through our movements for today and get you guys off to a good start on your day, getting some movement in, getting that workout in for the day. So we're going to do 3 rounds of each pair today and 10 reps of each move. So our first set today is going to be a squat tap paired with a lateral push up. So squat tap, I'm going to step back here. In that squat tap, we're going to start with those feet about shoulder width apart. We want to make sure our knees are tracking our outside 2 toes, pelvis tucked, rib cage down. We're going to sink down into that squat here, long neck, chin tucked, and then we're just going to tap that left foot out, back together, right foot out, back together. Okay, if you need a reset in between, you can come up to the top of that squat, finish with the squeeze on the glutes. Otherwise, you can stay down in it, tap, together, tap, together. Make sure we're keeping that core brace and always finishing with that nice squeeze on the glutes, okay? And then this one's going to be paired with our lateral push-up. So for the lateral push-up, there's a couple options. You can do it from your toes. You're going to set up with those hands close together here in that high plank position. Make sure you guys can see me. I'll slide back a little bit. In that high plank position. So hands start close together. We're going to step that left hand out so we're going wide. And then we're doing that push-up. Use your exhale back up. Step the hands back together, okay? If we need a regression here, we can do it from the knees. We just want to make sure we're keeping the pelvis tucked and that it's not coming from folding at the hips here, okay? We don't want to have our push-up coming from here. So stay in that nice plank position. Step in the hand, right hand out wide. Push-up, back up, together, wide, push-up, back up. Okay, make sure we're keeping that neck nice and long. Another really good regression option for that one is to do hands elevated. So you can use like the arms of the couch, okay? So we've got 10 squats. So we'll tap 1 out to the right, 1 out to the left, and then 10 lateral push-ups. So start in the center, hands wide to the left, push up, together, hands wide to the right, push up. We'll do that 10 times each, okay? Next move today is the forward lunge. So we're gonna start with those feet side by side. I'll show you guys from the side here. Before we take that step into that lunge, we want to make sure we tuck the pelvis, stack our rib cage on top of the pelvis, keep those shoulders back and down, and then that neck is nice and long, okay? As we take that step, we're aiming for 90 degrees in the front knee, 90 degrees in the back knee, and then it's really important that our front knee is going to track our outside 2 toes here, okay? What we don't want to see when we take that step, we don't want to see that knee dive in at any point throughout our lunge, okay? So feet start by side, we're stepping into it. Here, use your exhale, make sure we're not urging the low back, pressing back to the top. Squeeze with the glutes at the top. If that's too easy, just add weight. You can hold in the goblet position. We're stepping into it and back. So we'll do 10 stepping forward with the right leg, and then we'll switch sides, 10 stepping forward with the left leg. If at any point during a forward lunge you have some pain in your knee, we'll regress that and just switch to a reverse lunge, but same cues where we're starting feet side by side. And instead of stepping forward, we'll step into that reverse lunge here, okay? Knee still tracks the outside 2 toes. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Cool. So 10 on the right, 10 on the left. And then our next move is our side plank. So I'm going to show you a couple options here, but we're going to start by stacking that elbow directly below our shoulders. If a hard surface hurts your elbow, you can always do it on carpet. But start with that elbow directly below your shoulder. And then first option, you can either stack those feet, one on top of the other, or that top foot's going to come to the front. We're going to press through the elbow, keeping the neck nice and long, and then we really want to make sure that as we press into it, we're keeping the shoulder back and down so it's not hiking up towards our ear, okay? We're going to breathe through the belly. This one's going to be 30 seconds on each side. So I'll show you another option. Regression, same cues, stack that elbow directly below your shoulder, and then we're going to bring our bottom knee forward to about 45 degrees in front of us here, okay? And then we're going to press through the elbow and the knee. That top foot can either tap the floor if we need a little extra stability, or if you're able to challenge yourself, we can bring that foot up off the floor, just making sure, again, the neck is long, chin is tucked. We're breathing through the belly here, keeping the shoulder back and down, okay? So 30 seconds on the right side, and then we'll switch. 30 seconds on the left side. We'll do both sides 3 times. Okay, and then that one's back to our forward lunge. Last set today for our weightlifting supersets. First up, we have the single leg kettlebell deadlift. So for this one, you're going to need something kind of in the medium weight range. I've got a jug of laundry detergent here. And our single leg kettlebell deadlift is a hinge from the hips. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that torso nice and long, neutral spine. As we hinge from the hips, we're shifting our weight back through our heels, that neck stays long, and we're working in the glutes and the hamstrings here, okay? That's our hip hinge. So to get set up for today's move, that single leg kettlebell deadlift, I'm gonna hold that, whatever you're substituting as a weight, in my right hand, and then I'm just gonna be hinging from the hip. I might not have enough room this way. So I'm gonna plant that left leg. I want a slight bend in the left knee as I'm hinging, but I wanna make sure I'm not locking that knee out, okay? So I'm gonna hinge from the hip, folding in half here. The chest and forehead are coming down towards the floor. We should feel a nice stretch on the glute and hamstring here. And then you're gonna use that exhale, driving up, squeezing, finishing with that squeeze on the glute at the top. So putting it all together, we hinge from the hip, reaching that leg back, weight is going straight down towards the floor, squeeze the glute at the top, okay? So we're gonna do 10 with that right leg reaching back, and then we'll switch, plant that right leg, and that left leg reaches back. Make sure we're keeping a nice flat back, neutral spine, hinging from the hips, exhale, squeeze the glutes at the top, okay? You can always add a little bit something heavier, make it a little bit more challenging. So we've got 10 on the right leg, 10 on the left leg. And then our last move for today is gonna be a marching bottoms up carry. So again, a medium weight. This laundry detergent was kind of the sweet spot. It's handy because it has the handle on it. But in getting in position for our bottoms up carry, we're gonna start with that weight at the chest. Before we press overhead, pull those hips underneath, stack the rib cage on top of the pelvis, and then using that exhale, we're gonna press so that that elbow's coming to 90 degrees, okay? So we've got that 90 degrees. We wanna exaggerate that shoulder being back and down and that it's not hiked up towards our ear, okay? So we're gonna do marching for this one today. So we're keeping that weight 90 degrees in the elbow, shoulder stays back and down. Really exaggerate through the core today, guys. So use your exhales, knees driving up, right knee, left knee. Okay, you can walk down and back if you have the space, but if you don't, you can do this one stationary. So we're gonna march 10 steps on each foot with that weight bottoms up on the right side, and then we're switching, bottoms up, use that exhale here. But really exaggerate that pressure in the belly as we're driving that knee up past the hip, okay? So 10 marching with the right hand, 10 with the left hand, and then that is it for our weights today. We're gonna finish out with our cardio spike, and today is going to be 6 rounds. We're gonna do 25 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. I'm gonna show you a timer that I found. I'm gonna borrow this for a second, babe. So a timer that someone recommended to try out, it's called the Tabata timer. So it's just an app. It's a free app in the App Store. And what you can do is here, you're going to just set your time. So you can change this each day. So I'm going to give myself 3 seconds to get set up and ready. And then under the work section, today we're doing 25 seconds of work. And then there's 15 seconds of rest in between. So, and then at the bottom there, you're going to hit cycles and work. So we're going to do 6 cycles. And all you have to do is click start. And then it's going to count it down, 3, 2, 1. And then we've got our whistle, 25-second countdown working here. And then we'll rest. Once it counts it down, it goes back to rest. So it'll run you guys through six rounds of that. And then this is really handy, so you can set it to any timer, any interval, okay? Here you go. Does anyone else have kids at home who love Dave and Ava? That's what we're watching today. There you go. So our first move for that Metcon at the end, first is plank slides. So again, slides, you can use towels, you can use pot holders. Those work great on like a hard floor like this. But another option that's really handy is you can use paper plates on carpet. So let me pull you guys down here just a little bit. So you're going to start in that nice high plank position, and we'll give you guys a couple variations so you can spice this up. So start with those hands directly below the shoulders. I'm going to turn a little bit here. Hands directly below the shoulders. Tuck that pelvis. Long in the neck, really bracing that core. I'm just sliding one out to the right, back together, one out to the left, okay? You can speed it up a little bit if you're able to stay in control, but that good tension through the core is really going to help get that work time under tension. Okay, so you can alternate between sets if you want to, spice it up, switch those sliders to the hands, again, high plank, and we're just sliding out left, back to the center, out right, back to the center. But really focusing on engaging the core, pressing that belly out. Next one we have lateral step up. So I have my makeshift step here. Again, if you guys are doing step ups at home, make sure you have a safe and sturdy surface and that you don't have anything in your way, okay? So lateral step ups, I'm gonna plant that right foot through the box, knee tracks the outside 2 toes, really bracing my core, exhaling as I drive up, okay? Tap that foot back down. Okay, if that's too challenging, you can always switch it up. Take the knee drive out, plant that foot, just squeeze that glute at the top. Back down, okay? So we'll do first round with the right leg for 25 seconds, rest for 15. Next one will be stepping with the left leg, 25 seconds. Working, 15 seconds of rest. And then we have the squat. I want you guys to picture like you have an agility ladder in front of you. So this is gonna be squat agility, going narrow and then wide, okay? So I'm gonna use my tiles on my kitchen floor, starting with my feet side by side. Make sure that we're keeping a nice flat back, and then I'm just hopping my feet wide, staying down in that squat, and then back together, okay? Wide, together, okay? And then you can go in reverse on the way back, speed it up, but really keeping that core braced. If you don't have the space, just do it stationary. Starting narrow, wide. Okay, so you can spice it up, moving forward and backwards, or staying in position, okay? So 6 rounds, 25 seconds working, take a 15-second rest in between. Last move today, we've got our T-jacks. So we're gonna start with those feet just side by side, but again, making sure we're keeping the pelvis tucked and rib cage down, just so that we're not flaring that rib cage up and arching that low back through our jacks. So we're just stepping those feet out wide, and then today we're going to spice it up and do a T-jack. So we're bringing those hands up to a T on the side, back down, and then forward, back down. So what that looks like is here. Okay, forward, side, bracing that core each time we step, really using those exhales. All right, well that's what I have for a workout for you guys today. I hope that you guys are enjoying these and that you're using them to take a little bit of time for yourself. We had a rough day yesterday. Keeping a toddler occupied, trying to do some work from home, it is challenging. So for those of you who are doing, mom life, dad life, and working from home and trying to do, some education from home, props to you guys. You guys are awesome, and props to all our teachers who are out there helping us make it happen. So you guys take this time for you and get it done. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.